Good day everybody, this is Vic from V-Drive bringing it to you 2025 Genesis G70 Sport, which is the top of the line trim package. And not only that, there's a story behind it. I actually fall in love with cars because of one of these cars actually, because I used to work for them. I was the lot boy for the dealership in Edmonton and absolutely love this vehicle, and we're gonna dig deep into it. Now, I have a question for you before you even start watching. Is this the better buy than an Audi A4, C300 or C350 Mercedes, or a BMW 3 Series? And I'm going to prove it to you why, because it's a better buy and there's a lot of good things about it. Now, let's get into it. Let's pay attention to this cool looking hood right here. You have the nice fall design right here. Looks pretty cool, right? A nice fit design, because the guy who actually designed it, he was a previous or the ex-designer of Bentley Continental GT for Audi and Lamborghini, and did a heck of a job. I'm going to talk about all the references that he actually gave it to the vehicle. Right down below you have the Genesis badge, when they did the full redesign of the brand, as well as on the badge right here. Looks pretty sick actually, and that's the time when they came up with this badge. A lot of the previous Hyundai rear-wheel drive Genesis started to get these badges to give that extra luxury or a sportier look. Out at the front you have the radar detector here, or the front-facing camera, and you have this Vader blacked out grille, Vader chrome grille I would say, and you have the sensors in between there too. At the back right, at the down right here, with the blacked out grille, not really serving any other purpose other than just cooling down your intercoolers at the back here. And on the side right here you have the true strip lights with the projector lamps, and you have another projector lamp here too. Now, some of you are wondering, Vic, where's the fog lamp? You actually do not really need it with this specific vehicle, because these lights are going to do a good enough job. Have you ever seen some vehicle or some sports car or any other German vehicles, when they go down the road, when they turn around, the car actually, the lamps actually moves? This thing is going to serve the same purpose. Now, down below, some of you might be thinking this is a real vent. It's actually not a real vent, but that's not the true story. Now, behind this corner right here, there is an extra space that you can see. And passing this, there is a vent behind it that actually serves the purpose of cooling down these Brembo brakes, or the calipers, as you can see. You have the 19-inch Michelin tires, 255/40 ZR19s, that actually cool down your vehicles, which is pretty cool. And behind that, if you'll see, there is another vent at the back to vent out that air, just to lower down the drag inside the wheel well there, which is pretty cool design. Everything is so thoughtful. I don't care what any of you say that it's still a Hyundai. Yes, it's still owned by Hyundai, but this is a lot better buy, and it's more closer to Bentley than a Hyundai. And I'm going to prove it to you guys. Now, come to the side right here. You have the cool looking body style, the body color mirror right here with the light in between. No extra side skirts or anything like that for extra fillers, but looks pretty cool design. You have the keyless entry right here. You have a cool looking, not really a full panoramic roof, but a partial roof, which is still bigger than a regular sunroof. Now, of course, the midside design, as you can see, and these rear tires are slightly bit wider. You have 255/35 ZR19s at the back. Now, some of you are wondering and really wanted to ask me, Vic, what's the platform of this vehicle? It's not a typical Hyundai with the front wheel bias design. It's actually rear wheel biased. So the power goes from engine to the rear wheels, and it has a limited slip differential in case you want to have a little bit of a fun. You want to have a little bit of a donut in the Superstore parking lot, the way I am in. And the power goes back to the front wheels, especially when you're in the Sport or Sport Plus mode, to provide you the 80% split at the back and 20% at the front. Now, come to the back. Cool looking design right here. They kept the similar looking design just as the previous Genesis, which was 2021, actually 2019 to 2021, and after that they made this change right here. You have the full letters right here with the Genesis written, so make sure you do not forget what you're driving. G70 right here, 3.3 twin turbo sign with the 4-wheel drive sign right here. Now, when you're putting this vehicle against any other BMW, Mercedes, or an Audi, it's a true sports mid-size car with the rear wheel bias design that's going to give you the true feel of that vehicle. Now, at the down below, you have these splitter at the back, just to provide you a little bit more downforce and just to cut that air around the corner. That design right here, that's going to signify who designed this vehicle, which is the Mr. Luke from Bentley, the ex-designer. You have the dual set of exhaust out of these two splits right here, as you can see, and just give you a really nice look overall too, and it sounds really good. Let me show you the key and how it sounds like. Now that's the kind of a key that you get with the Genesis G70, and which is a pretty standard key. You have the start button right here, which is basically like a Kia style, and you have lock and hold button right here too. Now you have the backup camera here and a little bit of a button that you can press to open up the tailgate, or if you stay at the back long enough, you can actually open this tailgate as well. It has an auto sense there. Power tailgate, it goes up and down with the button there. Plenty of space right here in case you want to throw a body or something, you can easily do that, which is pretty cool, right? And you press the button that locks, the whole thing comes down, and even if you want to press the lock button, you can also do that. Now, let's get to the powertrain of this vehicle because I'm so excited to talk about that. Now, this is what you get in the sports package. It's a 3.3 twin turbo V6 that's putting out 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque out of this engine through rear-wheel drive platform, which I mentioned, and it has 8-speed transmission. When you're going down to the lower models, you can have a 2.5 turbocharged engine with even a standard option of a rear-wheel drive manual transmission if you like, or you can choose an all-wheel option with the 8-speed transmission and 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. But if you really want to have fun, this is what you need, because you have the strut braces right here, 2 sets of air filters connected to the 2 turbos, and these strut braces provide you all that extra comfort there. Now, if some of you are wondering, is it the same engine that they used to use on the Kia Stinger? Yes, they used to do that because it's the same platform basically, but this is more of a sedan design, whereas the Kia Stinger is more of a hatchback design, right? Now let's get inside the vehicle. Now let me just show you the interior of this magnificent vehicle. When you come to the back of the seat right here, you're welcome with the Genesis door sill. You have the Napa leather with the diamond stitchings all across. You have the button for your heated seats, and you have the power window option right here. Not a lot of space on the door, but you know what, you can actually throw a drink or two if you like to, depends on how big you are, right? But here it is, beautiful looking seat right here with the car seat option. You actually have the magic seat belt, which is pretty cool. And since it's a rear all-wheel drive vehicle, the driveline going back, you can only fit comfortably 2 people at the back. And you have the all-weather mats that you get from the factory. It's a compact sedan, so do not really expect a lot of space, but you can press this button right here to move these seats forward if you like, just for your comfort. So you can have more leg room than usual, but I'm 6'2". For the reference, that if there is somebody sitting in front of me who is 5'10", they can be struggling a little bit just to provide me a little bit of a comfort here. Now, in the middle, you have the USB-C ports, you have the air vents right here, and you have the cup holder space right here too, which is pretty cool. On the roof, you have the suede headliner. That's the sunroof I was talking to you about, right? But overall, a pretty cool design. If you're sitting at the back, I'm telling you that you'll be really happy with the overall satisfaction of what you're gonna get or what you're gonna see from behind looking out to the front. You have all these buttons right here for your power windows, power folding mirrors, memory seats, all that kind of stuff. Now, this is what you get. You have the really comfy looking seats right here. You can actually extend underneath the hamstring extensions here, and this cushion is really comfy. You have a pretty cool design. You have aluminum inbuilt right here too, just to provide extra looks maybe, right? Lumbar support, all that kind of stuff too. Now let's get inside. I'm pretty tall, so just to provide extra comfort to my feet, these seats are really cool actually. Now, this is what you're gonna see when you jump inside the vehicle right here. I'm gonna straighten out all these steering wheel here. You have the heads-up display. You have the digital dash right here that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna get more into that when I'm gonna start driving actually. You have the Genesis design here, leather wrap steering wheel, and you have the paddle shifters here. And every single button on this one feels premium. It does not feel like a Hyundai, except these buttons right here, which is fine. Paddle shifters to control your 8-speed transmission. You have the cool design right here behind your steering wheel for your shifters here. And you have this touchscreen that has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and all that extra things too. Now let's actually check this up. Now you have this touchscreen, you have the inbuilt navigation, you have a quiet mode, you have a media where you can play some sort of a sound of nature if you like, some just to keep you calm while you're driving it. And you can actually use Genesis connected services too. Now some of you might be wondering what that is. It's actually the phone app where you can start and actually shut down your vehicle using the phone app, and of course turn on the lock and lock options, all that kind of stuff. Your air vents are placed right here. That is something that's going to signify that it's actually a Hyundai vehicle. Anything, my hands up right here. Then you have another touchscreen with the heated cooling seats, and you have a heated steering wheel there too. and you have a place right here for your wireless charging. You have a 12 volt here, USB, and a light that actually tells you if your wireless charging is working or not. Obviously, I have this stupid case on my phone, so it may not work, but this is how you put your vehicle into the gear, which is the drive, or you just press it, pull it behind, or you just do like this, and of course you change and do all that setting. You have the cup holder settings here, you have the auto hold here, you have the button to turn on your 360 camera, which you can see right here, and this is your typical drive mode selector, which they have been using for quite many years now. You turn it right or left, it's going to show you all these extra options here. You have the eco mode to save you fuel economy, it's going to change your dash. You have a comfort mode, you have a sport mode, and you have a sport plus, where it's going to turn off your traction control too, where you can have a little bit of a more fun just by spinning your rear wheels if you like in a Walmart or a superstore parking lot if you like, right? But overall, it's a pretty cool design, right? You have Lexicon music system. I'm going to mention that actually. Lexicon, you have 15 speakers, and each and under every single seat, under this, and the back seats, you actually have subwoofers there just to provide you the best music possible, so you have the best enriching sound coming out of your speakers, which is pretty cool. Now let me know your thoughts. Now you're only spending about 70,000 or less in Canada on this vehicle, which is 1/4 of a Bentley price. Let me know what your thoughts are. You can't really get a Bentley just because you have a designer in the Genesis, but can you justify having this vehicle over a BMW or a Mercedes or an Audi? In my opinion, I definitely can, because you know what? More power, more reliability, because these cars have been really reliable, and you have 10 years of warranty for your powertrain as well. It's going to outlast any other vehicle's leases just with that warranty. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Let's go for a quick drive so I can show it to you how it handles on the road. All right, let's just go for a drive. All you do is press the brake, push this, pull this close to you, right, or behind you, and you start driving. Pretty comfy vehicle. Now I want to show it to you. You have this digital cluster. When you go left, the camera turns on into your side mirrors and it shows you the kilometers per hour speed there, which is pretty cool, right? And when you turn on your right one, it shows you the RPM gauge and what's the RPM on that side. Right now it's running at 1.3 times 1000 RPM, so it's basically showing it's running about 1500 RPM, which is a pretty cool setup in my opinion, right? Talking about the noise deadening in this vehicle, it's pretty soft actually. When I said soft, it's pretty quiet. You don't hear any crazy amount of noises inside the vehicle. It's pretty quiet. Talking about the blind spots, there are not really a crazy amount of blind spot. It's just enough for a vehicle which is actually, you know, small sedan like this thing, or a 3 Series or a Mercedes, right? You can see everything around you without even having a difficulty there. Now, let's just talk about the seats for a moment. The Napa leather that Genesis is using in these cars, it's more inspired from German vehicles than anything else. But Napa leather is also used in some of the expensive flights for first class, or you know, the higher class seats there, to just provide the best comfort there. And that's what you get in this specific vehicle without actually paying the premium price that you actually pay with the other German brands there, right? Seats are really comfy, they really hug you, and when you put this vehicle into a Sports Plus mode, you have your side bolsters that actually hug you. They just move towards you just to give you the best comfort, not only on the driver's side, but on the passenger side as well, which is awesome, right? And one more thing I would like to mention regarding the cooling seats there. Usually if you go into any other vehicle and you turn on the cooling seats there, they actually make a lot of noise, but these ones, they're really quiet. I don't know, it's just the seats, but the overall vehicle too. But if you talk about the noise cancellation, right, the whole vehicle, the way it's built, it's not really a typical Hyundai, because in a typical Hyundai, you know, it can be making a lot of noise because of the panel gaps, the cheap quality of the material, but this is entirely different there. Let's just talk about the comfort real quick. Usually in a small sedan, the comfort is not that greatest, but this one has electronically controlled suspension. Right now in the comfort mode, suspension feels really smooth. If you go into the Sport or Sport Plus mode, it's going to kick you into a little bit stiffness, so you can have a better comfort when you take the corners or when you're trying to change the lanes or stuff like that. Now, the main thing what all of you wanted to hear is how this power feels like. Just so you know, for the reference, it has a launch control. You can go 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds. But right now, I'm going at the speed of 100 kilometers an hour. I'm going to switch it to sports mode. It just increased my RPM right there. And if I put this vehicle into Sports Plus, it kicks my RPM another 1300 RPM, which is pretty cool. Now, if I'll step on the gas, it just goes, and it gives me a really nice push just to have all that fun. Look at that. Just a matter of seconds, you don't even feel how fast you're going, which is pretty cool. And the Brembo piston brakes are giving you the best comfort possible too, to make sure that you can actually stop within a few seconds there. It's a pretty cool design, especially an all-wheel drive vehicle which is rear wheel biased, and you can have 80% power to the rear wheels in the Sport Plus mode, right? Pretty cool. And then the feelings that I'm having, I can only describe if I will have you on my passenger seat, because that way you can hear me live, right? It's an ultimate fun car in my opinion. Now we're gonna do a quick version of launch control. Just press the brake, put it in Sport Plus, press the gas, and here we go. Wow! Oh my God! If somebody tell you that cars can't give you happiness, they're lying, because this is so much fun actually. This is gonna be the best sedan that you can possibly buy. You know why? The 365 horsepower, the turbos and all that stuff. You can't ask for anything more. Now, I know some people who actually put a tune in this vehicle on the turbos. They upgraded these turbos. They upgraded the tune overall into the engine. They use the higher grade fuel just to get the more output of the vehicle. But you know what? Anything is possible when you have Genesis in mind. And with that, I'm done. Let me know your thoughts regarding this vehicle. We'll love to hear from you. I know some of you might be sharing, anything that I shared that doesn't make sense at all, which is fine. I would still love to hear from you. But with that being done, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and make sure you come back and check out my other videos. With that, you have a wonderful day.